Aquarius, somehow, a little bit after the introduction, I got cut off, but I'm recording this because these are all your cards that we use throughout the reading, just to show the consistency of it. I salvaged what I could. I'm recording this right now after the reading, so yeah, I'm just letting you know, okay? This is what I salvaged, but it was the majority of it, of it was saved. It was just maybe the beginning parts of it. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, all right. Here's what I could salvage. Pretty much all of it, but here you go, okay? Aquarius, hope all my water bearers are doing pretty good. Here's your reading for July from the 1st to the 15th. If you would like to skip the shuffling and the intro, go ahead and see the comment section of this video for a timestamp with it available there, so you can. The only thing that we're doing different this month, and it's going to be a continued thing, is we're implementing these Jesus cards right here. Right at the end of the reading, we'll pull about one or two of them. They're by Doreen Virtue. They're called Loving Words. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Loving Words from Jesus. We're going to go and, like I said, pull one or two depending upon the energy at the end of the reading. Just as a reminder, this is a general reading, guys. So the situation, may not all apply. Just go ahead and take what applies and leave the rest. And also the energies can either be coming from or to you. Also, if you would like a private reading, go ahead and check the description box for details on how to obtain one. Let me go ahead and give you guys your contemplator cards. As I was contemplating on your sign, what popped up, or popped out, I should say. Okay. So we have, or you guys got, I should say, the 5 of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords reversed, then the 9 of Swords, then the 7 of Swords reversed, then the Ace of Pentacles, then the 9 of Pentacles, then the 10 of Pentacles reversed. The 10 of Swords and 10 of Pentacles reversed. Let's keep keep that in mind. So then all of a sudden, then the 6 of Cups popped, the 5 of Wands in reverse jumped, 7 of Pentacles reverse jumped, and then the good old Hermit. So you could possibly be dealing maybe with a Virgo, possibly. Okay. Let me go ahead and give you guys your astrology for the entire month of July. Every now and then, depending upon, the planetary movements in the forecasts, we will maybe sometimes have an influence on a rising or a moon sign. Normally, when I do give you guys the astrology, it's usually for the sun sign. If it's for, it is for the sun sign, and it can also, kind of bleed into the risings as well. But I'll specifically say, if it's for like a rising or a moon, in the event. Okay, well, let's go ahead and give you guys the astrology. Aquarius, your house of others may become stronger and at the 4 this month. Planetary positions are not favorable for independence and your confidence level may be low. Aquarius, it is advisable that you flow with the situations and accept what is happening. Others' point of view may be important this month for the Aquarius sun sign specifically. You can accomplish your goals with the help of others. Consensus and adaptability may be necessary for moving on in life this month. Both Saturn and Mars may induce tension in your life due to their unfavorable aspects. Spirituality may rule the life of those with an Aquarius birthday. Your social activities may center around spirituality. In terms of career, Pluto is retrograde this month and may adversely affect Aquarians. Professional and business development may be slow, where you may have to be tolerant and wait for things to answer for themselves. Neptune is also retrograde this month and may adversely affect your finances as you may have to once again allow things to happen at their own pace. For Aquarians in an established bond, the romance in your partnership may be lively and vigorous. However, you may find that love is more physically sexual, but emotions may be missing, contributing to possible flare-ups and arguments for small reasons. For single Aquarians, you may be looking for a soulmate that is spiritually inclined, given Jupiter's influence this month. Saturn may examine your friendships and unwanted contacts may be then eliminated. Your health may be delicate towards the middle or to the end of July 2017, either from the middle, sometime between the middle to the end, around there. In the event that you may need to make changes to your diet plans and also changes to your sleeping patterns as well, if you notice that kind of pops up. Overall, for July 2017, even though your career and finances may be a little slow, your love life may unfold favorably. All right? Okay, let's go ahead and bless the cards, and then we'll get started. Guardian angels of love and light, ancestors lost and known in the seas of time, please intercede into this reading to provide Aquarius with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks. And please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant to be. Okay. Right, we're coming into the reading with the Queen of Pentacles reverse. All right. So, Aquarius, let's bring these back up here. I really do feel like that's what's going on this month for you. It's from the 1st to the 15th at least. You are trying to find new ways of doing things. And hey, can't argue with that. Shoot. But at the same time, I feel like you're not trusting yourself in the process of it. Like, you're kind of psyching yourself out. Now, I can see that you're doing it. So you're like, you're trying to hustle it up out there and you're trying to do it. So that's good. At least I know that you're not completely psyching yourself out. But I feel like it's a mindset thing. Like, it's like you're afraid to go against the grain, even though you're not. See it like it's a confusion, kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of thing. The coming and going. Maybe the lack of consistency in terms of keeping the same state of mind. Because just in your thoughts here, what's crowning you? Let's just start from here. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the environment that you're in, it's not a very stable environment. It's not a very maybe dependable environment. Maybe this card can kind of mean resting on your laurels a little bit, but to a detriment. And in your mind, what's crowning you, not feeling trapped or coming out of that period, right? But then you kind of want to walk away. You want to walk away, right? But then you're not understanding the emotion, like you're on the quest of kind of being blindfolded maybe by your own kind of, I don't call them insecurities, but reservations of things. And then the Six of Wands, you're like, okay, we're just going to celebrate and we're going to gain public recognition. I kind of feel like if we take control of this, right? Then, like, if we were to take control of this, reverse this, then this will happen. But then this will follow, I should say. It should follow suit in terms of your thoughts. I think that this month it's going to be a lot of, like I said, in your mind, in your thoughts and your processes in terms of how you think. That's where a lot of the change is going to come from that. Because yeah, you really are on the quest to advance your life, to transcend your home life, to transcend how you obtain money, your resources. I feel like you want to add to it, which is great, But when we are kind of lost in our thoughts in terms of not trusting the situation or the process, or we really have a mind frame that's kind of the antithesis of our goals and of our trajectory, when it's different, we tend to not gain or obtain the fullness of it in terms of what you will learn. I feel like you'll still be somewhat kind of stuck a little bit back to your old way of thinking, because you have to completely transcend the way that you think in order to change the behaviors and then the actions. It's kind of, you can't really go back and forth with that, especially with, thinking. It's like either it's going to happen or it's not. And it's kind of no in between. And because I feel like there are a lot of choices, you know, but we have to be careful with the illusion, you know, of success. That's why they're all in the clouds there. Which decision are we going to make? But like I said, like I always tell you guys, there's a pro and there's a con, you know. There's a dualistic side to any decision, you know. What's the good? What's the bad? What can come out of it? What could not? And that's why it's kind of tough to make the decisions. And I feel like maybe you're having a little trouble deciding what you want to do because it's something new to begin with. And you're still kind of stuck in your old way of thinking of, you know, about how things used to be or how you used to do things. So it's a lot of readjustment. It's a lot of decisions, right? The Lovers is here, and I mean, it could be a relationship. Oh, since we're speaking of relationship, you could be dealing with a Gemini, maybe. You also could be maybe dealing with another Earth sign, possibly. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could be dealing with a Pisces. Also, maybe a Virgo. That's all I'm seeing so far. Okay. So, back to the Lovers, what I was saying. The Lovers can also, you know, signify that a decision needs to be made. Right? Or you're at that crossroads right now of making the proper decision. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with, you know, communication, proper communication. Because the Queen of Swords is here in reverse, and when she's in reverse, she's someone who lets everything come out of the mouth. Someone who creates the environment where communication can't be possible, or the communication that is within the environment is extremely, it's harsh. It's very, being on edge a lot. Where, like, you know, like the old saying goes, oh my God, cut the tension with the knife. Like that kind of. That's kind of the environment that, walking on eggshells, that's kind of the environment that the Queen of Swords in reverse brings. Okay, and the Ten of Swords reverse, to me, can also mean, you know, maybe some theatrics in terms of trying to avoid a disaster. So we're just going to kind of play it off like it won't happen, or we're going to, it's more on the lines of like, we're going to act a certain way, we're going to put a certain facade on so that something can't happen that I don't want to happen. Like that. I'm sorry, I kind of went all over the place with that, but, you know, just trying to prevent a disaster from happening by playing the part, basically. And I kind of feel like that's the decision maybe this month for you, like, or this is what the decision is based upon. Like, we can no longer act a certain way to get a certain response or to get something from someone. Because it only leads down the line, right, to impasses in terms of communication. When I see these two cards, it's funny, I never realized this, but I'm picking up here when I see the Ten of Swords here and the Queen of Swords, both reversed. I'm kind of picking up a little bit of maybe some deception, or like kind of not the omission of truth. That's kind of where I'm going with that. Just keeping things to yourself, trying to get an expected result. But what ends up happening is that as time goes on, this is a type of environment that ends up manifesting. Where maybe trust is kind of, the trust is very, it's very thin, maybe. Kind of like that song, you know, like it's a thin line between love and hate. You know, it's a thin line between, you know, trust and love in a sense. I don't know, I kind of just thought that. But I just feel like that's kind of what's going on. And I feel like if you want to gain new ways of adding to your life in terms of the stability and in terms of obtaining things that you need, maybe it's time to make the proper decision of not you know, of being completely truthful, not only to yourself, but to other people that are involved in it. Also being truthful to the people whom these advancements come from, or these helping hands come from. To no longer say certain things, you know, to get what it is that you need. I really just feel like it's going to be a lot about honesty. And I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse here, it's kind of like, so what are you going to pick? Are you going to maintain the way that you used to be, or are we going to find this new way? Are we going to be open to the idea of finding the new ways, like the Prince of Pentacles here, like the Knight of Pentacles, going out and searching and seeking for it? Because it comes and it starts with being honest with yourself, you know, being honest with other people, because then that leads to vulnerability, but it's a good vulnerability. It's not a vulnerability to where, you know, people can just take you down, you know. I mean, I'm not saying that that can't happen, but it's a different type of vulnerability. You're being honest, and therefore people are then respond to you differently. And I feel like this is how you came into the reading, right? So it's kind of like, do we want to stay here? And I feel like you don't, because you don't want to feel trapped anymore within this cycle of unproductivity. That's a word. Of, I mean, even then too, when I say, you know, being, you know, unproductive, I don't know why I can't get that together today. Not being productive. It takes a lot of work to not be productive, as well as takes a lot of work to be productive. But when you're unproductive, and if you have been, then that's the familiar. So it's just a little bit easier maybe. But when you become productive in an appropriate manner, there's a lot to learn. So that's difficult as well. And maybe you don't want to learn about maybe the new way of doing it. Or I feel like you are and you do want to, but there's some adjustments that need to be made prior to actually starting this quest. And it has to do with, you know, maybe walking away from certain situations that keep you trapped, that keep you in confined, you know, in a circle, or keep you entangled, you know, in the confines of a situation that always manifests, you know, redundantly. It's always the same shit all the time. Like it always happens, like setting yourself up kind of in a sense. And in a lot of my readings that I have done so far, I should say your guys' readings, when we have two numbers, right, doesn't matter about the element, there's a decision that two numbers with the same, you know, number of the card, regardless of elements. We have the Six of Swords here and the Six of Wands here. Whenever you have, you know, like I said, the two numbers, whatever's in between or around them, usually in between, there's a decision that needs to be made. And it's interesting that it's the Prince of Cups here, like the Knight of Cups, but it's reversed. So I feel like the decision is, okay, that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense. In your mind, you have to decide, Aquarius, do you want to walk away from things? Or do you want to be celebrated for the good things that you do? Because when you walk away from things, normally it's because it wasn't a great situation. Sometimes you have to walk away to have a better situation, but just for simplistic, you know, reasons or circumstances, let's just go ahead and say that it's bad, okay? So you walk away from the situations that are not favorable, okay? But then maybe you would want to kind of stay because then maybe you can fix it, or maybe you just want to start something new, right? Like, because I mean, the Six of Wands is public recognition. It's having confidence in yourself. It's you being recognized for the things that you do. So the things that you do, and then the things that you walk away from, and the emotion that goes into it, and talking about walking away. I mean, the Prince of Cups, it's like the Knight of Cups, moving, right, on the horse. Do you want to be known for, or do you want to indulge in how you feel about walking away, or how you feel about public recognition? Not just public. When they say public, it just means the outside. It could be your family, it could be your friends, you know, whatever the case may be. How do you feel in these two situations? Do you feel good when you walk away? Or do you feel better when you, not that you stay, but when you do things and you make certain decisions because they need to be made for the better? So therefore it leads to the confidence. Which one do you like more? And how do you want to, which one do you like more, and the emotion that goes into it in terms of how you feel about it? You have to decide which one you want. And it's good that I'm seeing them in your thoughts here, so you're already contemplating about that. And I feel like that's what's going to lead you out of, you know, feeling trapped, feeling coerced into certain situations because you need to walk away from them. But that's the decision, okay? I feel that's a big one. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's start on the second set here. But let me go ahead and get your the second set of cards. Okay. Righty. So, continuing on. I mean, when I say I think you caught yourself, maybe, you know, given that these are the Six of Swords is in your thoughts, maybe that's what you want to walk away from, Aquarius. Maybe fighting, or maybe I could say it like this, no longer fighting a battle of one. Because I kind of feel like maybe you've been in situations where you've worked real hard for something and it may have not been done in the right way, but then it's only maybe for your gain, and no one really maybe celebrates in, or celebrates the after effect of it with you, or the result of it. Because the Five of Swords is in reverse here. The Five of Swords in reverse, to me, signifies, you know, realizing and not wanting to fight that battle of one. Finally realizing and saying, you know what, okay, like, what am I doing? Once again, like, what's going on? Why am I the only one who's fighting for this cause? Is this cause really worth fighting for? Is it a conviction? May not be. No one else agrees with me, so why am I doing it? You know, and it's kind of choosing your battles in a sense, and then realizing it, you know? And I feel like a lot of it has to do with, you know, communication back to it, being that, seeing it, hearing it from other people. Like maybe you may have heard, oh, you're selfish, or you only think about yourself, or you only do things for yourself, you know, kind of like that. Also leading to your stability and your home environment where you live being rocky or being faulty because the people in it are not very happy. That could be, you know, a scenario. And then I think that that's kind of where it goes with the scenario in terms of how you now see and have heard from people that may be the case, or you don't do enough, or you're selfish, whatever the case may be, you know, that you understand now, like, okay, maybe I am only doing things for myself, and I push other people out of the way, or I don't do certain things for the mass, for everyone. And I feel like when that happened, your whole idea in terms of who maybe you were or what you were doing or your goals are kind of turned upside down. And it caused you to have to think about what it is that you're doing and what are your plans, what are your goals. How do you conjure them up, in a sense? And I feel like that's why the Hermit in reverse is here. So it's kind of like you failed to see that before. I mean, yeah, I'm going to remind you guys again, a general read. So maybe this is happening to you. Maybe you saw this in another person that's in Aquarius, you know. I feel like now it's, you know, it's time to, now that the idea is here in terms of recognizing it, now we're going to implement it. I feel like the Hermit card is like in the middle of yes and no, like actually doing it, you know, like having those traits of going through those emotions of finally realizing things and bringing that enlightenment to your life, like the lantern he's holding. Because I always give the example of going into the dark cave and coming out with the light. But where did the light come from in the dark cave? The light came from the stars and from the sky. Because that's where it comes from. Either spirituality, whatever the case may be, it's something above us. It's something bigger than us. And it's shot into the lantern. That was the enlightenment phase. And even the top of his, you know, his little staff or cane, or I don't know, the word is, I'm losing it right now, but is light end up as well. Because that is how he reached up, and that was the highest point of him, you know? The wisdom then came down from the skies and from the stars. And now you're able to carry that with you, but when it's in reverse, it's not, it's choosing either not to do that, or never doing it, or just, like I said, refusing to do it. And I feel like from this moment of contemplation of actually seeing that about yourself, and of seeing that you want to come out of that, the confines of that type of thinking, it leads to the Hermit, the Moon, and Four Pentacles, you know, being reversed. Maybe not so much the Four Pentacles, but still, you know, it has to do with it. I feel like also, okay, I mean, we can even look at it like this. The Prince of Swords upright, right? Great card. The Four Pentacles in reverse usually implies a pretty good card. It's favorable, right? And I feel like, kind of like this situation a little bit, minus the numbers and the decision, but kind of the, you know, you get the idea what I'm saying, like the decision between them. The Four Pentacles in reverse is actually giving. But giving because you want to, not because you need to. And then the Prince of Swords, searching for answers in terms of how to communicate better. What does communication bring? What's the point of it? And when you don't do those things, right? Because I mean, even giving because you want to, because you know you would like to for a specific reason, also has to do with communication, because you would never be able to obtain this idea without the proper communication, right? When you don't do these two things, this is what happens. Deception becomes involved. People see it. Specifically, for at least for me, when the moon is in reverse, it means deception has been indicated. Then the Hermit in reverse. What brought the deception in the first place to even be recognized or to be indicated? When you don't seek the wisdom and when you don't seek the enlightenment, you stay in the confines of that mindset, and then lies and lies and lies build up, and then we have to make more lies on top of more, you know, then eventually it runs its course. And then that's when people then start to say, wait, no, you said this. Wait, what? They start to see the holes and the inconsistencies in your stories, you know? So, Chris, this is the inevitable. This has to happen regardless, because you lose either way, like this, because you're going to have to go to that point. If you don't go to this point of you know, taking on the Hermit in terms of its qualities, you're always going to run into the Hermit being in reverse. Like, you're going to stay in this mindset or in this frame of what comes out of it, the infrastructure of this. Might as well just do the damn right thing and do that, you know, and turn the Hermit around and actually seek what's going on, enlighten yourself, and see where this deception's coming from and why you feel the need to have to do that, you know? So it's inevitable. Might as well just do it. And plus, it's going to make you a better person, more honest with you and more honest with the world. And then your intentions will change. Your points of view will open up. But it starts with proper communication, and it ends with, now you want to give. Because the proper communication is there. Because you're no longer fighting any battles just for yourself. Like the Five of Swords reverse is coming out of that pure not doing that. And I feel like these three cards here, there's a connection in them as well, you know? No longer fighting the battles for yourself, and you're tired. You don't want to do it anymore. It's exhausting. And it only creates havoc. It wreaks havoc, you know? There's a lot of change coming, Aquarius, I feel, this month for you, you know? It's going to be like a, and I also feel like it's just going to happen. And it's just going to pop up. It's funny. Yeah. So that's what I thought. All of a sudden, I was like, Let's go with this. These are going to be your advice cards. It's just every now and then I'll you guys know how it works. I just look at the deck and I'm like, That's why I started to put it here while I'm recording so I can see it now. Great. Those are your advice cards. That was great. Okay. And also the deception being indicated maybe by you. You know, you realize like, hey, I'm not being so truthful, or, you know, I'm doing things in the dark, but only, you know, for my benefit. I feel like, you know, that's what you kind of want to walk away from, but you're still, it's tough because I feel like it's, like I said, the uncertainty. But that's how it is. That's just life. Like, shoot. Whenever you grow, it's not supposed to be easy, or else you will never learn from the situation. We must, you know, what's that saying? Or what I always say too. I'm glad and happy and appreciative of my struggles, because, or else I would have never stumbled across my strength. Like, you know, it has to be hard. That's the point. What do you think teaches you the lessons? What do you think? What do you think that the lantern is filled with? It's not filled with the same shit, the same ideas. You know, he has a lantern because that's the enlightenment. Okay? Look at his rod. Because it's something higher than you. It's a higher level of perception and of thinking as well. Oh, one more. Yeah, this one. I like this one too. I'll put it right here, guys. Sorry. Okay. So, I just drew these from the bottom. I just thought of the Drake song. Started from the bottom, now we here. I don't know why. It was weird. Maybe that's your theme song for this month, you know? When the change comes. Okay, now watch this. I love when we're presented with cards like this. Or when things happen like this, when God, Spirit, whoever you confide in, gives you this. It's great. Okay. When we change the way that we think, you know, and how we were talking about the Hermit and all of that, when we do that, and we then decide that the Princess of Wands, like the Page of Wands, we decide that we're going to seek new creativity. We're going to start to understand. Okay, because the Knight goes out there and seeks it and learns it. The page also is a message, you know, but you can also be dealing with the Sagittarius or maybe an Aries at this point. The page begins to want to understand it's a new phase, right? Like a new phase of changing, like we were talking about. You have to trust in that new phase, because when you do that, you make better decisions, like Temperance here. You have a sober mind. When I say sober, I don't mean like, you know, anything from substances or anything. I mean like clear thinking. You have a sober mind, right? And you then do and make those certain decisions that builds your stability. And you protect your stability. The Emperor doesn't take no for an answer in terms of what's right and how it works and how the stability is obtained. He knows what he needs to do and he does it. But why does he do that? Because his beginning intentions are benign and his decisions are proper and they're sound. And what does this do? This leads you out of coming to an impasse with people, with situations, abrupt stops along the way. And it also leads to new ways of obtaining stability. You meet new people. You see things from a different perspective. You change the way you think to get you out of that, you know, that's the confines of that mindset. And you are then able to apply these new situations and get the ideas of them. And then when the creativity starts and is benign and it's proper, then the decisions, you know, the best decisions are made with a sober and clear mind. Then you add more. See, this is infinite. It goes round and circle, and it's nothing but success. Because this is not success. This is the illusion of success. I never looked at the Queen of Pentacles as being someone, I have to start to write this stuff down, as being someone who, like the whole, kind of like, maybe like the High Priestess a little bit for me. Because, I mean, it can be queens, I mean, it can be pentacles, it can be wands, anything. This queen, the court card queen, you know, is someone when they're in reverse, like, they hold secrets a little bit, or they hold information. Because there's a reason why the environment isn't the way that it is. Whenever the environment is improper, it's because there's a hindrance, there's a holdback, there's a control over it, but you know, an injurious control, an evil one that is restrictive. So that's why I'm saying with the queens in reverse, I kind of feel like that, like it. And how is it maintained like that? Is because certain information is maintained and it's not given out, so therefore nothing good can come into it. But we need to turn this upright, of course, because you don't want to feel like that anymore. I can see it. Contrarily, right? Remember when I was talking about this? I kind of feel like, you know, like I said, you do want to walk away from the situation, from this situation. And then, yeah, you will get this at the end. But remember how you felt like this. When I said contrarily, I mean like, you know, differently than this. But back to what I was saying. Remember that these two cards are related in a little bit, in a sense, in this spread, you know. There's a reason why they're both in reverse. This is the decision, right? But I feel like this decision leads to this decision. This is predicated upon this. So therefore, this decision, in terms of, I keep saying that, but I'm kind of going all over the place, but I'm trying to get my thoughts together here. This decision leads to this, when you walk away from the bad situations, right? But this Six of Wands is this. That's what it is. And if you want to have new ideas, if you want to obtain offers, if you want to start new ideas about how to obtain better stability, it's going to start with having the right emotional mind frame and the right emotional sense of who you are and what you do and the reasons why you do them. Because this was just, when you walk away from the bad situations, it's still bad. You don't make it better. It's still going to be there. You always want to leave situations better than you have found them, given that you can. But it does start with temperance. With having that sober mind in terms of thinking about things. Okay? Let's pull Jesus card here. Let's see what's going on with our good old Lord. And I already pre-shuffled this as well. Oh, I didn't even get a chance to even start to shuffle it. I'm going to shuffle it anyway. Just have a feeling. Okay. We're going to take that. So the first one was, you are the light of the world, but most importantly, you're the light of your world. And who you take care of and what you want done in it. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom in so you guys can see the verse here. Okay, Matthew 5:14, you are the light of the world. This is where it starts, though, you know. The birth of something different, the birth of change. And this is the birth of change. Exactly like this. But you have to begin to understand it, and you have to begin to want to. He that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. John 14:12. Aquarius, kind of going back to what I was saying about this. When you put God in the center of it, you're going to make the right decisions because it comes from love, right? The work that he does, God, Jesus, if you believe and you love him and other people, then you would do what he does, which is great work that comes out of love. And what do you think that that is? The public recognition and the confidence in yourself, because it comes from greatness. Not from just walking away. Because when you just walk away, this is what happens. Everyone is like this. They don't want to continue on hurt, or they continue on being hurt. One or the other. It's like a double entendre. That was a little weird. But you have to make the decision, because what kind of light do you want to be? Do you want to be a dim light? Or do you want to be that light? It's up to you. All right, Aquarius. Freaking great reading, right? This is awesome. Okay, guys, keep it up. You guys are going to do good. I know you can do it. Be the damn hermit. Hang out with the damn Virgo if you have to. Okay, just do what you have to do, okay? And I advise you guys to also look up and read these chapters and these books right here too. What more like chapters, but let's do, because this is Matthew 5:14, John 14:12. I would advise you to read Matthew 5 and John 14. And I'm more than confident that you will gain some clarity from it. It'll help alleviate the situation or cause you to ponder upon alternate methods of how to obtain this. I just got these. We're implementing them now, but I'm almost done. I'm outlining all of the verses here and the chapters, so I'm able to give it to you guys next time. But I'm pretty much almost all done. I just want to make sure that it's all done and complete. You know, I'm a damn Virgo. Everything needs to be, you know, very complete and thorough kind of thing. I just really felt like implementing these because they came a little bit earlier than I thought they would in the mail. But I'm gonna have it all written down for you guys. I want to say mid-month. I should have everything done, and then I'm going to give that to you guys as well and release that information to you guys as well. But okay, Aquarius, I'll shut up. The video's a little long, but we'll see what we can salvage from it because, I mean, I just looked over here on my screen and it was acting a little weird. But okay, Aquarius, you're good. You can do this. This is what you want, okay? But it's going to first be obtained by this. But he's in the center of it. It all works together as one, okay? Make that decision. Ready? Okay, we'll see ya. Mid-month or any random videos that I put out. All right, Aquarius, stay good. You got this.